This is the completed Ohio star block, and there's one place on it that can be a bit tricky, and I'm going to show you how to get this better. Can you see where this seam joins this seam? What we want is a continuous line, and of course we have the same situation here and here and here. It's those 4 points that we want to be really careful about, and I'm going to show you how to achieve that just on a smaller sample. Because what we want is for this seam to line up with this seam. In other words, for this point to meet this point. So when we put them over like this, what we need to remember is that the point on this side is made where this seam and this seam cross over. So I'm going to put a pin in exactly through that point. Then what I need to do is to do the same on the one at the back. Put the pin exactly into the point there and push it right through. I then need to make sure my 2 vertical seams are shuffled flat and are snug together, and then I'm going to put the pin in where I am intending to stitch. So I'm now going to put a new pin in like this, so that it's exactly going through where my pink pin has gone. Now I should be able to take that one out, and hopefully when I open it up I will get it exactly in the right place. There we are. Can we see? We've got a really good line up there. Now I'm just going to show you what sort of mistakes can be made and how to correct them. What I've actually done to show you is I've stitched another seam here, so it's actually further in than it should be. The consequence of that is that it's brought this point further away from the edge. It should be 1/4 inch away from the edge, as we have done here. And if we just stitched it with an ordinary 1/4 inch seam with the edges lined up, then can you see you get a very poor line up, and these two are definitely not in line with each other. Now in fact, having the point right on the front is more important than having a 1/4 inch seam on the back. So what we need to do is bring it down so we come back down to this point. So if we line up with our pin, the tip one at the front, and then we line it up with the one at the back, now you can see quite clearly that our edges are not lined up. But if I put a pin in, now you'll see that if we stitched the seam there, we would get a beautiful point on the front. So if this is the situation you have, just accept it, and then when you stitch the seam, aim for this point where the 2 lines of stitching cross over, and stitch your whole seam a little bit bigger than it normally would be. Hopefully you can compensate for it somewhere else by a slightly slimmer seam, and then it will all even out nicely. But what everyone will see will be the good point that you finish with on the front.